All right, well, welcome traders. How you doing? Hey Thomas, hey Latino, hey Manuel, Magnus, Torindo. Hey everyone, glad to be with you. Welcome to the trading room. My name is Saul. We're going to be, before we get into the trading and the action, just a quick disclaimer. I'm going to show you just the way I trade. I approach the charts and I manage trades and positions and how I, approach the markets. So by any means, this is not meant to be a buy or sell signal on any instrument, any time frame. Do not follow along. Just, I wanted to show you some principles so you can go and apply on your own individual situations. Okay. With that being said, we have had pretty nice moves from the earliest news. So let's jump into the charts and let me show you what am I doing. So we have two movers today, probably three. We had news early in the morning from New Zealand in the Kiwi charts, and we got CPI in Canada, so we can see the reaction on USD CAD. And we had an unexpected or unscheduled intervention from the Bank of Japan. So we also had a very strong movement in all yen-related pairs. Okay, we've seen these kind of interventions quite often. Okay, we had one back here and one a couple of weeks ago. We had a similar intervention than today. And today, earlier, like two hours ago, we had something similar. So it's very hard to trade around these kind of interventions. If you had any stop loss, any take profit, any pending order, most likely it got slipped because of the speed of the movement. But afterwards, we can try to take advantage of the volatility. So as this was kind of settling down, I was following along the price movement, so as this compression was forming, I was looking to take a long position. So I took that one there and I closed it there. Of course, you always have that dilemma. Okay, do I hold my trade longer? Do I take profit? Backwards, I know if I have held that position for longer, I could have profit from those areas. But the truth is, I don't really care because now I can reread the market. Okay, it has given me new information, and now I see on the 5-minute chart this has become a new swap area. Okay, this was previous supply. Okay, that's strong, very strong movement to the downside, created a supply area, and as we broke it, that now becomes a new or fresh demand area. So even on the 1-minute chart, we can see it very, very clearly. So now my bias, okay, that's the way I define my bias for the day. So now my bias has changed into the from bearish to bullish to bullish. So if I'm going to be trading anything today on the yen or dollar CAD, I'm going to be looking to buy. Okay. Now once I have a bias from dailies and from now from recent volatility, I just need to find like a setup and good entry points and good, of course, stop losses zones to start putting trades on. So I'll be scanning dollar yen and I'll be scanning dollar CAD, and I'll be aligning myself to my bias, which is to the upside at this moment. Sometimes we have high impact news like this, and we have a very strong movement to the upside. And instead of holding, we end up having the full retracement. But usually that happens like quite soon or quite fast. So in this case, as I see the price holding on the upper ranges, I keep my bias to the upside. Okay, so I'll keep my bias and I'll keep my setup to go long as long as we stay above those levels. Of course, this is a new demand area, so that's also a good buying area. But if I'm building positions long here, this setup, okay, the upper setup or my upper trading area will end at this point. Okay, just based on the price action back here. Otherwise, this is like a gap. This fast movement is like a gap, and if we have a breakout of this level there, we might see price going all the way down to the next demand area, which is down here. So I just don't want to be holding my trades all across, the gap, all this area, which is 30 pips before looking at a new reaction to the upside. So I prefer to, if I'm building longs up here, I prefer to close those ones in case I got stopped out, wait for price to come into the next buying area, and then buy again. Okay, so that's the idea, and that's what I'm going to be looking to do today. Sorry if I, takes me time to go into the chat. I'm working on one screen computer today, so I'll be going into the charts and then going back into the chat to see if there's any question. What was that? So by the way, on dollar yen, can't find the intervention news anywhere. Yeah, so it was not scheduled news. So it's just the Bank of Japan is trying to to protect the exchange rate and trying to avoid that to getting out of control, and it tends to have these kind of interventions. It have not been working very very well because they're trying to to push the market, the dollar yen exchange rate a bit lower, and it has not been useful. But those are the interventions from the Bank of Japan, like sudden massive buys of dollars or yen, trying to to balance the exchange rate. So that's the huge spike we see across the yen pairs. And dollar CAD, which was a schedule one, was the CPI, which you see the reaction of that. And now price is approaching now a potential buying area, an area where I would be comfortable buying. So I can try, trying to see if we have a fake out of the support. See how that goes. Because we have these levels right here, so it's the support we are right now, and then we have this one down there. So I'll keep reading price action. I'll see how price behaves around the support area. If it breaks and how it breaks, I'll see what happens around that area, and in that case, that will be another opportunity for me to buy into the position. And if it just goes completely very strong to the downside, then I just need to take the loss. Okay, so that would be there. So now I only need to read price action. I need to see how price behaves around that area, and to see if price starts getting some some rejection from the buyers. And if that's the case, I can also add into the into the position. So let's throw another one there. Just seeing how you see how they're trying to push into the support. Okay, that's the support, and they got you saw the rejection. So let's see if we have a small rejection. If not, if we break that pivot right now, I might take out one of these two trades just for a small loss. That would be a very small one. But you saw the rejection right there. So let's see if we can have a 3 pip rejection. And we're starting to form this channel, which I don't really like. I was hoping more for I was hoping to get like a pullback and then a continuation channel. We're not having that continuation, so that's why I'll be scalping within, between the range, and not trying at the moment. I will not be trying to hold any position for longer, because there were already opportunities for this market to run, and it's just not running. Instead of that, it's just like pressing. So I'll need to wait. Can you the music? Where's the music? Music off. I think, yeah. I don't know what's like on by default or something, and I forgot to turn it off. Okay, so now that was one of the trades taking profits. Now let's see if we can, this is not something I like doing, like trying to hold the trades for longer, because around that area, that's a great scalp target. Now, if this continues pressing, then instead of banking that profit that I could have banked already, I'm risking that capital for another push lower, which is something I didn't want to do. Okay, so let's just see, given the fact that we're on a, after a high impact news, we might have some continuation. I don't like the fact that it's pressing. But let's see. And this one I'll just kill it very, very, very quickly. We can have it there. Okay, that's why most of the time you see me scalping. Okay, I just bank profits, because when trying to swing, even though this is a great, potentially it's a good scenario for swinging. Okay, we're coming after a very strong movement to the upside. We're pushing, and we're expecting the next movement to the upside. But when is that movement happening? It's hard to tell. So in this case, for example, instead of banking that, I believe it was like 4 pips in profit, I'm just risking that potentially banked profit to see if I have a larger movement to the upside. And I'm a bit amazed that the volatility is so low. After that, we had a lot of news and a lot of movement, and yet the volatility is not there. Candles are very, very small, both on dollar CAD and dollar yen. And I was also looking at Euro USD. We're across this channel. Last week I was looking to buy here, and then we have a very strong reaction to the downside. So that created on Euro USD a fresh supply we haven't visited. We haven't tested that, so we might be going in that direction. But you can see on the 5-minute chart, we're forming very strong movements to the downside. So my bias is aligned. Okay, I'm looking to buy dollar. So in this case, I'm short bias Euro USD. I'm long bias dollar CAD and dollar yen. So my bias is there, and I see kind of the same alignment across all pairs. I'm just looking for the right setup and the right volatility. So let's see what happens there. Okay, so we are at the pivot point. Let's see what happens now. Now, let's see if we can. I think that should take that stop loss. But let's see if we, after taking the stop loss, what happens around this level right there. and depends on how it behaves there, around that level, that would be my next buying area. Okay. See if there's questions. How to read the order book? Actually, I use the order book for quickly getting in and out of the market. I don't really use the the orders here. I don't think they're relevant. You know, it doesn't work as in the stock market, for example. So I just use that as a way to get into the market quickly and having my take profit in place. Yeah, so I don't think, you know, there's no real value on these numbers. Yeah, so it's holding there. Let's see if there's another rejection or finally a break to the downside. Do I use same keyboard shortcuts, Saul? I really trade, you know, way old fashioned. I'm not you know, I don't really use the shortcuts or anything. I keep trading, keep taking trades from, you know, from here directly from the platform, and then I close them manually as well. So nothing fancy. Okay, so that went down, but again, the price action hasn't changed. Okay, we're still pressing. It hasn't picked up momentum to the downside. So my bias is still there. I'll be looking to buy. Let's see. Okay, I'll go again. I'm trying to find the bottom. Okay, on this pressing channel, which is hard task. Yeah, but you saw how we immediately tested the support, and we're getting that, you know, price action to the upside. So on previous, you know, private session, it worked out well on dollar yen. I took you know, one trade and immediately went in my favor. So that ended up playing out well. Okay, another TP. That's the idea, you know, behind what I do. That's the idea, guys. Like taking profits. In fact, I pulled out the statistics, you know, from this account. I might show you later. Just to show you, you know, on a portfolio, how the statistics look. What's my max risk? So if this is the first time you see me trading, it might be confusing. But you know, I try on a setup not to risk more than 1%. Okay, but that's on a whole setup. It doesn't mean on my entry, on my first entry, I get that 1% of risk. So when I have different valid entry points, I divide my risk within that amount of valid entry points, and then I place my trades. So that's the idea. But on a setup, and I mentioned before, like on this would be one setup above, that red line. That would be my upper setup, and the setup is just the compression after, or the pullback after the strong movement to the upside. That would be the setup. So in that setup, I would not like to risk more than 1%. And then if that fails, I would have a different setup potentially down here. In that one, I would risk another 1%, or no more than 1%. Okay, so we had a nice reaction to the upside, not convincing yet. Okay, the channel, the compression has not been broke. So I really want to see like a strong push to the upside to give me confirmation that this is the setup I'm looking for, or that's the setup I'm looking. I think will happen is actually what's going to happen. But you see, we're still there. We're still fighting between buyers and sellers. EURUSD. Okay, EURUSD, we had on the 1 minute chart a nice supply that we're about to visit. So if we continue, if we visit that area, I'll see how price approaches that area, and that would be a great selling opportunity, which is along with a larger bias, which is to the downside. So let's wait and see. Okay, so now again about to visit the support. I'll see price action there, and I'll decide if I jump again to the upside. Do you use EA to automatically set your stop loss? No, I use the same tool to set my stop loss. So in this case, for example, is I know my setup ends there, so that would be a 10 pip setup. So I would set that to 10 pips. Tech grid, that's a good one. How many time frames you use to formulate your trade? So I start on the dailies. From the dailies, I get my bias. Then from the hourlies, I get my levels, the supply and demand levels I want to be active around. Then from the 5 minute chart, I find the setup, and then on the 1 minute chart, I execute the setup. Okay, so that's my drill down routine. Okay, bias from dailies, levels from hourlies, setup from 5 minute chart, and execution and management on a 1 minute chart. Elmer, pro tip: if you click the mouse wheel, you get the measuring tool instantly. No way. That's cool. That really is a pro tip. I didn't know that one. Thanks, Elmer. Okay. So your risk reward ratio. Okay, that's a great question, Fernando, because the way I trade, okay, my scalping, okay, my active trading, let's call it that way, works on a negative risk reward ratio. Okay, so what I need to do is I have to keep a very high win rate, okay, above 70%, because I know the risk reward is negative. Okay, so in fact, if we don't have any soon, if we don't have a setup or something lining up, I might show you I might show you what I mean. Okay, it looks like on the dollar yen, we start having some movement to the upside. It's not coming into the dollar CAD. Euro USD also, we have a nice reaction to the downside. Okay, so all these movements are only confirmation to my bias or to the setup I'm looking for, which is I'm happy for that. In dollar CAD, it's not happening. Okay, let's see if it happens now. Thank you. I'm insane. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're all good, all safe. Is it better to trade on longer time frames during uncertain times? It really depends. I think the longer time frames have a lot of advantages over the lower time frames. But with the lower time frames, you can get like more opportunities, more setups, and more like you can really create like an income, to call it that way. From longer time frames, you will have less noise and probably better setups, but you will have less opportunities. So there's no right or wrong in terms of efficiency. I think longer time frames are more efficient. Okay, the commission, you pay less commissions, and the spread is less relevant. The spread is less relevant. But in terms of outcome or opportunities, it's just a matter of what you want to accomplish. Okay, let me show you something cool. Let me show you something. Okay, I've pulled, this account. I opened it a few months ago already, with $600,000, and I only traded 1 day a week, which is the trading rooms week. Okay, during the rest of the week, I'm trading other accounts, and but the days I host a trading room, I trade this account prior to the session and after the session, and during the session. There might be other days I also traded, but basically is the account I use for trading room days. Okay, so I've pulled the statistics of that. Let me show you how do I do a new present. Okay, and this is the report from the platform. Let me go back here. Maybe we'll see that this way. Okay, so look at this. Okay, we have all the okay, these are the positions, but there's all the trades, and then the outcome of all the trades. A lot of a very active trading, and you can see the outcome, okay, of the trading. So we have I pay a lot of fees. Okay, you can see from every trade I take, I'm paying commission, and this is one of the disadvantages of scalping. But in the other hand, let me remove this. You can see the consistency. Okay, and this is, I think this is the target of every trader. Okay, traders need to know their statistics and need to aim for consistency, for process. Okay, you can see this is what I've made, this is what I've lost in the account, and that's the total net profit. So profit factor is positive. Everything's positive, but I wanna bring your attention to important parameters. So first one, my profit trades are above 75%, and this is very, very important because at some point this decreases. My approach to trading is no longer profitable, and you can see my average profit trade is smaller than my average loss trade. Okay, my average loss trade is larger than the average profit trade. So my risk reward is negative. So I need to two things: to not letting my trades go bigger than that, and my losing trades, and keeping my win rate above that. So sometimes, depending on when you pull the data, you will see this number, the winning trade. You will see it, at 85%. Sometimes you will see it at 75%, like now. But the lowest, I cannot go below 70%. Okay, 70%, I'm like breaking even. Above that, I'm making money. And this is the statistics, and I know, and I'm comfortable with that. And it's very natural when you're scalping to have statistics like that. Okay, a high win rate and a negative risk reward ratio. If you are long-term trading, you should be aiming for the opposite. Okay, you should be having a very large risk reward ratio and probably a break-even win rate. Okay, this could be around 40 or 50%, but this needs to be the opposite. Okay, a larger win than the losses. So this is raw scalping. Let's call it that. This is statistics from raw scalping. And when I can focus on very good setups, and I can bring this higher, to 80%, 85%, then I'm killing it. Okay, I can make more returns. And if this starts to decrease to the 70% line, that's a red flag for me. Okay, then I need to evaluate what's happening. Okay, what's going on. If there's something in the market that has changed, something in me that is not performing correctly, is the quality of the setups that I'm taking is not the optimal. So as long as this is above 70%, I'm happy. And you can see the performance. Okay, it's growing slowly, because I don't trade it a lot. But yeah, this is scalping statistics. Let me go back to how do I bring back my okay. So okay, let me go back to the chat. One moment. Can you share with us your morning routine with us? It's not what you think. My mornings are very, very busy with the kids, and it's taking them to school, and it's not what you think. But if you're asking about my trading routine or something like that, I scan the market during the London sessions. I define my bias from the dailies and my levels from the hourlies, and then I just wait for the market for price to come into those levels, and I look for the setups and I execute. So that's kind of there is some breathing and meditation, especially before getting into a trading session. But I'm back in the time I was more disciplined with my routine, the backtesting, the checklist, the journaling, everything like that. Today I feel I need it less, and I'm also I just not doing that. Elmer, your chart goes the other way. Yeah, I've been there. Any specific trading strategy you use? Price action setups. I'll take all of them. I'll take pullbacks, breakouts. compressions, you name it. Yeah, and only 3 consecutive. It's very that stat is misleading, because if you would see me trading out of the trading room, you would see a lot of trades. So many times, I got into losses, and then and wins and losses. So it's I would not be amazed by that one. Okay, it's a misleading stat. Performance, thank you. Euro New Zealand on the 1 hour. We'll see. I'll get into Euro New Zealand. Okay, so this is the area. Okay, dollar CAD. This is the area where if that breaks lower than that, I want to be out. Okay, if okay, this is like a new setup. Okay, but I need to take price action into account, because it came to that level in a strong way. Okay, you can see we're pressing. Okay, small candles, and suddenly we have these massive long large candles. So momentum is kind of changing. So this is, guys, this is the skill of trading. Okay, like reading, adapting to new market information, because right now the momentum in the market is changing just in front of our eyes. Okay, we were very strong bullish bias. Okay, nothing has changed. Here something changed. Okay, we're breaking an important point in a strong way. Okay, we approach that area strongly. I need to wait for confirmation. Okay, probably my line, okay, is not. I draw it there because I see the price action here, but probably that line is here. Okay, if the market stopped there, so probably it's there. But the fact that we're approaching strongly to that area makes me, more cautious into going to the upside. If we break those levels, that area, we will most likely find ourselves down to this area. Okay, so right now I don't want to. If any, I can probably try to catch the breakout to the downside. That would be a different setup. So right now I'm going just to hold. Okay, to read price action around those levels, to see how this unfolds. But right now it looks like it's going to go all the way to that area. Okay, so now I will hold on my longs. Bias is still there. Okay, bias is still bullish long term. Okay, that's why if we approach that area, I'll be looking to still buy. But momentum right now is bearish, so I don't want to fight I don't want to fight that right now. Dollar yen is holding on the upside. Dollar gold, I missed on a very nice setup previously. Doesn't matter here. My bias here is to the upside, but I missed that one. What else we got? There was a request for Euro New Zealand. Let's see. Euro New Zealand. It's not a pair I follow, just disclaimer. Is that a gap? What's that? Was there a gap over there? It's just bad feed over here. Let me check that 1 second. Now is where the music helps, just check. Euro New Zealand. Berapa? Why is there okay, there we go. So no gap. Yeah. 1 hour chart for international traders. I want to hear your view. Maybe FIBA will help. Please check pound yen. That's something wrong with data. Okay, so just from the dailies, okay, and again, I approach the markets in a lens from lenses of supply and demand. So looks like a strong movement. This, from down here, looks like this area is a supply area. We'll check it in 1 minute. So from the hourlies, then I get confirmation. Okay, what it looks strong on the dailies looks very weak on the hourlies. Okay, we see we had a push to the upside and then weak movement to the upside. We do have this area. This looks like a nice demand area. And on the selling side, we are at a strong selling area. So we came strongly down. We zoom in. Okay, we pushed down strongly. We pressed towards that area, and we continued lower. So this is a strong selling area on the hourlies, and we're at the supply area. Okay, so right now, and because of on the dailies, I don't get a great bias. I would be like neutral. I guess we can make money both sides. Okay, I expect a reaction of that area. Okay, that's on the for a midterm good setup. This is a great selling area. As long as we don't break that supply area, and we might, with that reaction, we might visit this demand area or that demand area, and those are good buying opportunities. So we have like a balanced pair here. The euro and New Zealand are balanced right now, so we can make money both sides. I don't expect any trend here to unfold or to suddenly being initiated. So right now, I would hold to see a pullback towards that area, and I would buy, or to that area, and that could be a good buying opportunity. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, again, new information. Okay, we are tempted to break to the downside. Strong bullish reaction. Now let's see what happens here. So now we have from the 5-minute chart, we still have like a new supply area, and we might be forming also like a good support there. Okay, so let's see how this gets into that area, and I'll try to short. Yeah, US 30 is is wild. In terms of volatility, you can go into trading view and apply an indicator to all the all the indices you want to compare, and you will find out which one is the most volatile. Okay, let's see if we can push a bit higher. That would be a nice setup for a long, or if we retest the support, could be buy a good buy. Again, momentum is bearish, and I expect now price to go and refill the gap. Okay, this we can treat this like a gap, because there was a maybe if we go to a 1 second chart or something like that, we might see more precisely what's going on there. But I guess that was a pretty strong movement to the upside, and I expect market going into that area, lower area. So this is like a no trading area. Dollar yen. Yes, respecting the support level. A retest of the support and reading price action. If we see the rejection of the support, we can buy. That's a good setup. But we need to wait 1 minute. And I like that one much better because it's aligned with the current bias. So we got bias and momentum aligned, which is optimal. Gold rocket to up. Yeah, I was, from the dailies, that's my full analysis on gold. So we came from a very strong movement to the downside. I was actually waiting, for price to, okay, we came down on the dailies into the demand. Okay, then from demand we reacted. That gap, that's a very strong signal to the upside. And then I was waiting to see how price approaches the supply area again to see if there's a selling opportunity there. But then this candle came. Okay, that's the confirmation that momentum is to the upside. So we got the gap. That was a selling, a supply area completely invalidated. So all that area now becomes a demand area. Okay, we have the supply now becomes a demand. And after the pullback, okay, so we have the push to the upside, pullback, and I was looking to get into the long position, and I just missed the entry. But the momentum is there, okay, from the bias to the upside, levels on the hourly, and then I'm waiting for a good setup to allow me to go long. got news soon. Okay, no news. That's good. Really waiting. So no, the worst part, the hardest part in trading is waiting. Just waiting for a clean setup. Unfortunately, I thought there would be more volatility after the news. Volatility is very, very quiet. Thought there would be more speed on the candles. Dollar yen holding up. So looks like it really wants to break to the upside. But how many times have you tried to get the the breakout to the upside and suddenly you get faked out? That's why I'm hesitating on buying right now. You see how small candles we got. So USD CAD still bullish overall. It seems to me, just taking a break, consolidating before making another move upward. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel kind of the same. The bias is still bullish. Again, as long as we stay above the key demand area, which is down here, I'm still bullish biased. It's just momentum is gone. Last strong movement was actually to the downside, and that's why I'm just holding, before pulling the trigger. And you're right. We might be just resting or consolidating before the next push to the upside. You see how slow is each movement is very, very slow. So even getting into any trade, I would need to approach this more like a position trade, like a swing trade where I set a stop loss and probably a target and let this unfold, because otherwise we can measure how it's taking like minutes to move just 2 pips. So just the time commitment is not not worth it. Guys, I think we're getting to the top of the hour. I think we'll wrap up the session. You know, we had a couple of trades. Most of them going in to take profit, and you know, that's basically, if you keep coming to the sessions, that's basically what I do. Just when I do it out the record, I just go heavier, and I'm focused on trading, and I'm not multitasking. And it's basically that. So I think we'll wrap up now. There's very nice opportunities around these pairs we worked today. You know, dollar yen probably breaking up. That would be a great setup. You know, great opportunity to capitalize on. If we see the breakout failing, you know, the fake out, then going short is also a great opportunity. Dollar CAD, I don't know, we have the nothing very clear from the dailies, but at least from last news, some nice setups. And gold, I'm just, you know, bullish biased on gold right now. So also nice opportunities over there. So I think I will not be taking any other trade. You know, sometimes we get more, sometimes less. Guys, tomorrow I will be with the Discord community. So if you're in the Discord group, we're going to have a session in the morning to try to go deeper into the trading. So if you're part of the trading, you know, the 5ers trading community, you're on Discord, join the session tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Okay. So thank you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. Hope you learn something and you can take something, you know, to practice or insights or whatever it is. Yeah, good to be with you. See you next time. Bye, guys.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at The 5ers. We'll see you in the next one.